welcome to another Muggo Media video. Today we're going to be talking about the Heist DLC on Spiderman PS4. Just going to be giving my thoughts on the plot, all the content, etc. Don't know why I said etc, but whatever. Yeah, let's get right into it. So the plot, I think, it's kind of, I don't know actually, because the length of the DLC itself is obviously it's not a full DLC because it's a 3-part series, and this is obviously the first installment, so we can't be expecting a whole wide variety of plot points that are all executed with great character development and everything. But you know, it does what it in the time it's given. It gets to from A to B, or should I say A to Z, I mean, like with decent pacing. I think it starts off. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to decipher how the pacing is, because it starts off with obviously the introductory mission and we're introduced to Black Cat. But then it's the twist. There's not really a twist, but the plot point of her having a son is introduced, and then that's when stuff starts to get interesting. But I don't really think the interest peaks quite enough. I don't think that should have just been the main thing, because I don't know why, but it doesn't even seem like we as an audience should even care that much. I mean, it does add more depth to her character. And I'll speak about that later, but I think it starts off fairly decent, with just your standard stealth mission, and then it adds some new actual gameplay features, but I'm not going to speak about gameplay because that could be a video within itself. I might speak about it in this actually, but I've got quite a lot to say. Yeah, it was I don't know. There's the side missions with a detective. Who the fuck? It's been a while since I played it. Right. Detective Mackie. I think so. Yeah. Which actually turns out to be Black Cat's dad, and he was basically getting Spider-Man to collect all the paintings. This plot line, I hope it has some sort of benefit. It seems like it fucking won't, which is, in the next ones, I don't know if it's gonna even crop up again or not. But yeah, he just gets Spider-Man to re-steal all of the paintings that he stole. So we know that Black Cat had I take it, quite a distant father, because it's said that he basically didn't really, he went to jail for a while. It's possible he probably escaped from Rikers when Doc Ock broke out the Sinister Six. But yeah, I don't really see where that plot point's going, so whatever. I guess it was just to add more layers to Black Cat, but honestly it should have been done, could have been done better. I mean, as in, there could have been more to that, a better plot point in place for that. But I think moving back to the main plot, the son reveal really isn't even that important. But especially when you consider what happens later. But the whole Hammerhead and the Muggo family, I don't even fucking understand half of that shit. It seems kind of decent at first, you might be infiltrating them and stopping Black Cat from getting the drives, but she just sort of gets them, and then you have to fight the thugs, and then each mission you learn a bit more, or you get a bit more information. It's just, but I feel like the information is so minor that Honestly, not even that good. Like, the missions feel really, like, they're so forgettable in this DLC. The first mission starts off quite memorable, but that's probably because it's one of the longest missions. Apart from the last one. Then when we're caught in the middle of this plot, there's an MJ mission, which nothing really even happens. Like, the plot is kind of convoluted in the middle. So honestly, you're at like a stale point, and nothing's really going on. You're just waiting for Black Cat to show up in every mission, and it's fucking appalling. I don't care. I'm not even gonna like hold back from this one. I've had time to think about this. Like, I did my review before on, like, basically I'm gonna tell you what I did in this editing process, just so this gets a better explanation as to why I sound a bit like not as enthusiastic as I should be coming off the back of a DLC. So basically, I recorded this video already, but what, like, the software fucked up, and I'm having to re-record it. So you can tell that I'm not exactly remembering everything as well, because that was when I did the review, recorded it before, literally just after playing the DLC. Anyway, back to the actual review itself. Middle of the middle is really weak. Like, it's forgettable as fuck, which I don't think that should happen at all. Like, that's not good for a DLC. And when you realise how many like missions there are, you start to like worry that it's not going to even amount to much, because, well, I mean, obviously you don't know how many missions there are, but if it's like, this DLC is cheap as fuck. Like, I bought the City That Never Sleeps whole entire pack for £16. That's 3 DLCs, so I knew it wasn't going to be too high quality, but like, you shouldn't be getting the stale content. I don't even think they should have gone this route. Like, there could have been another villain you could have had like something on. I would have preferred maybe, like, you know how the Taskmaster had like this task force he was working for, that was his whole thing, and they like paid him for it, just to, like, I don't know, like, I'm pretty sure he just did crimes, didn't he? Like, that, there could have been something that linked to that, because that was like never even expanded on. Taskmaster got defeated, sorry, and then that was fucking it. But you could have had, like, I know that they teased it in game, but you could have had like the whole Black Cat thing. I mean, you could have had like Craven the Hunter or someone, like, and spanned his arc out 3 DLCs, and I would have been satisfied. Just, even, I don't know, I don't really think Black Cat's that interesting in the grand scheme of things. Just because of no boss fight. Yeah, that's right, you heard. There is no boss fight for this DLC, which is a bit of a piss take, if I'm being completely honest, because, like, when you're getting missions in the main story, which, like, there was multiple boss fights in the main story, and you can't even put it off for the first DLC. Like, what the fuck? What was Insomniac thinking with this part? Anyway, I don't know, I've gone off on a bit of a side tangent. Don't know what the fuck I was just talking about for like a couple of minutes straight. But anyway, the end of the DLC, things start to pick up again from where they were before, but the interest is just, it never really peaked for me. And, like, you'll see in my reviews, I knew that Black Cat didn't have a son. I'm not saying I'm some sort of intellectual because I predicted a plot point, which, yeah, she doesn't have a son. She just played Spiderman. Takes away all of the depth of a character, really. yeah, she just played Spider-Man. And I did predict that. So for me, this DLC had even less like interest in it. The only interesting thing I ever thought about was if she actually had a son or not. The whole crime families doesn't fucking interest me because it's like I don't like there's so many throwaway lines. I think I wasn't even listening that well. I just kind of wanted to play Spider-Man, and this is something that the main game does a lot better than this Heist. There's action and then there's like plot tied stuff, like the dialogue you hear, but it's never like the dialogue's never throwaway. It's like always important shit being mentioned, or like, yeah, it's not like stuff you can't understand. It's simple, and I know they're going for this whole like Black Cat. Oh, she's like this really devious, like like sort of like a trickster, sort of like Loki or someone, but she's not. She's like, there's meant to be twists, but there's not. The twist is fucking boring. I don't care. I'm gonna say it. I was kind of disappointed with this twist. It's just fucking pathetic, really. Like, they could have done a lot more, I feel, Insomniac. And like, I didn't even mind this DLC that much. That's the thing. Like, it's just, it could have been like something that amounted to a lot more. But I know that they haven't put maximum effort in because of the price and because of the fact that this is only one section of a DLC, which isn't even that expensive. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. It's just, it is what it is. The twist is pretty weak. The ending, I thought they would, like, you hear it in my fifth DLC. No, yeah, fifth DLC playthrough. Let's play, I mean. Like, I thought there was going to be a boss fight at, like, her apartment, but it's not. It's just a cutscene. Like, what? What the fuck were they thinking when they did that? Like, just a cutscene and she dies in it, but she's obviously not dead. Like, and I'm thinking that because it's named Silver Lining, like, she'll come back. Like, the last DLC is named Silver Lining, she'll come back. And I won't give a fuck about it. Turf Wars, just quickly gonna comment on what I think will happen. It's gonna be about Hammerhead, which I have no fucking interest in. The MJ mission sort of like said something about him, but I don't give a fuck about it. I cut the MJ mission from, I think it's the fourth, maybe third or fourth. Let's play. I just cut it completely. I fucking hate that. Like, his mission was just trash. Now I'm going to speak about the characters in this DLC. I've been really, like, I don't know, I think I've sounded a lot more monotone than usual, which is fucking, like, it's either impressive or it's just, I don't know, I feel really bored speaking about this, and I'm not really that passionate about it. Apart from the parts where I get angry. But, the characters, there's like 5 characters in this DLC. Like, like, I know you can't, because it's a short DLC, you can't have loads of characters, but you could have just had the main characters be a bit more strong instead of adding in, like, they teased Miles, and which I liked. That's a good thing, actually. And then they have Hammerhead, who's for the next DLC, and he's like the leader of the crime syndicate you've been fighting the whole DLC. But I don't feel anything towards him. It didn't pique any interest with me. He's just a normal human, I'm pretty sure. There was like this thing I heard between two little, I think it was in the MJ mission actually. It's the only interesting thing I picked up, but it was between 2 thugs, and they said something like about Hammerhead, like he's been shot in the head and survived, and you see him, he looks really clapped, so I'm pretty sure he's like Tombstone or something. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't even like I would look up like if he got a history in the comics, because I'm pretty sure that's where he comes from, but he's not notorious like Dr. Octopus, or like I've never even heard of this guy before. like, I'm sorry, I've heard of the Sinister Six, and like before even playing this game, I'm not even a comics fan either. Like I heard of Sinister Six, and everyone in it, but this character is just fucking irrelevant. And Black Cat is a relevant character, but she isn't. She doesn't feel like it. She just feels fucking boring. That's all I've got to say. As a character, her depth is taken away. Spider-Man is Spider-Man. Voice acting, always great, obviously. I'm not expecting anything less. MJ, same old, boring, monotonous. I don't give a fuck about her. It's not because she's a female character, so don't get it twisted. I just don't even find her that interesting. Like, I like what they did with her instead of her being like the damsel in distress, like Kirsten Dunst or some shit, but like, she just... she's so irrelevant without Spider-Man. Like, I know they, in the main story, did this whole, oh yeah, let's be partners thing, but it's just like, basically just her somehow being like this rabid internet searcher who can find out anything, give her like an hour. And she does it in this DLC, she's like the detective. She just finds shit off the internet, like, what the fuck? If this shit is so public, then how is she finding it? Like why is that there? Like, about these crime syndicates. What the fuck? Anyway, yeah, and then there's also that Detective Mackey, who's Walter Hardy. I don't care about him. Like, he seemed kind of interesting at first, but he's not. Anyway, as for that's pretty much a wrap of the characters. They're piss poor. Hype for Miles becoming Black Spider-Man, but it's not going to happen in a DLC. Let's not kid ourselves. That is like a huge plot point. Sorry for yawning there. It's going to be in the second game, so nothing to look forward to for me, really. I don't think. As for the suits, there is the Resilient suit, which is probably one of the worst suits in all of Spider-Man. Being painfully honest, like, I have critiqued this DLC the fuck out. Like, I haven't said anything good about it. That's because it's not really anything much I care about. Like, I found that good. Yeah, the Resilient suit, shit velocity suit. I'll put the two on screen so you can see it. It's like just a crap. It's just nah. I don't even know what Insomniac are doing. Like, Raimi suit. Nah, sorry man. We're just gonna put in this shitty, irrelevant suit. The only, I don't know if was this an Insomniac? It might have been an Insomniac only suit. But if it's from the comics, then only comic nerds will know about it. So do I give a fuck? No. Then there's UK Spider-Man. Colour palette actually looks kind of nice. Still, though, it's like the design is basic and it's like nothing. It pales in comparison to some of the suits in the base game. And then there's the Scarlet Spider 2. It's like the Black Cat, like the one you get for completing all of the stakeouts, but it's like half black. Fucking hell, that took so long. And it's just the rest of it is a bright red. I'm pretty sure that's from the comics, but it looks fucking bad. Like, I don't know. I haven't really got much to say more on them. Like, suits are disappointing. Raimi suit, nah, sorry guys. Even like the classic Iron Spider suit, nah, sorry guys. We're Insomniac, we're just gonna add these irrelevant as fuck suits in. The order I'd rank them in is Resilient suit last, Scarlet Spider 2 second, and then the UK suit first, because the UK suit, I'm from the UK. Not even because it's not because of that. Just saying, but it's because it looks the best. Anyway, to conclude, I'm just gonna speak about very briefly, speak about, is it worth your money? If you get the triple pack, then, well, I'm yet to see what Turf Wars and Silver Lining is like, obviously. But yeah, if you're really into Spider-Man, then, and you want more, even if you've watched this review and you've heard about like how disappointing to me it is, like it might be good for you. So obviously this isn't objective, it's subjective. So it's my opinion, but um, yeah, if you get the triple pack, then it probably is worth your money. But if you're getting it individually, don't. Just go the full fucking. Just do the whole hog and just get the whole all three, because you'll just be better off. That's if you really want more of this game. But if you don't, then if you thought your experience with the game was like, yeah, I played it, now I'm over with it, then don't. Anyway, make sure to like, comment and subscribe, turn notifications on so you never miss a vid or a live stream. Check out my Twitter, check out mine and Fluffy's Twitter at actually, I'll just plug it on the screen. Yeah, go follow us on there. It's we're good. We've definitely be able to tweet you back and stuff. But anyway, it has been your boy, young Seaman. Don't call me that. I'll see you next time.